Hello and welcome to the MENA Golf Tour 2015. This week we return to the United Arab Emirates for the Ras Al Khaimah Classic. Ras Al Khaimah is the northernmost emirate of the UAE. Rich in culture and heritage, it's one of the oldest inhabited cities in the region. It has the most fertile soil in the country thanks to the lion's share of rainfall and its underground water streams from the Omani Mountains. The beautiful landscape attracts tourists from all over the UAE and beyond. One of the oldest partners of the MENA Golf Tour, the Tower Links Golf Club, is one of the most popular golfing destinations among the players. It's hosted an event in every year of the tour, and once again they were looking forward to a memorable week for the penultimate tournament of the 2015 season.
2011, I think, if memory serves me correct, there was only 4 courses involved. Now we're up to 10, with the future looking to 12 to 15 events. So bringing the tournament to an emirate like Ras Al Khaimah has been fantastic for not only us, but fantastic for the emirate as well.
The par 72 course stretches to over 7,000 yards. The club opened its doors in 2004 with a floodlit back 9. A year later, and the front 9 was also operational. 11 of the 18 holes have mangroves at the side, enhancing the natural beauty of the course. As a result, the experience of playing here remains etched in the memory for a long time.
Summer here in the UAE is extremely harsh, with temperatures topping 50 degrees. So the last 4 to 5 months, the team has worked tirelessly in the heat to prepare the course for what you see this week.
Tower Links Golf Club holds a special place in the history of the tour, producing the first and only Arab winner in Ahmed Marjan last year. The victory proved to be the first major step in the desired direction of the tour, and Marjan was hoping for a similar outing this time around as well.
كان واحد الإحساس مزيان باش ربحت التورنوا الأخر. عطاتني واحد ثقة كبيرة باش نلعب التورنوات اللي كانوا ديجا في دبي باش ربحت الميلان تور. والحمد لله مشيت عندي واحد الثقة باش لعبت دبي ديزرت كلاسيك ولعبت في تايلاند. عطاتني واحد الثقة كبيرة باش لعبت مزيان واخا ما تمكنتش من ندوز الكوت. والحمد لله عطاتني واحد الثقة كبيرة باش ديما نلعب الجولف. نقول ديما غير ربح تورنوا، ماشي غير ندخل الجولف نقول لا خصني غير ندوز الكوت.
The tournament was significant in more ways than one. Europe's Ryder Cup captain Darren Clarke, who's a patron of the MENA Golf Tour as well, graced the tournament with his participation. Clarke was delighted to be part of the action.
Here you've got some of the best courses in the world here, with some of the best weather obviously. So when you have those and then you have competitions like you have now, here with more miniature events, then competition is the key. You can practice as much as you want, but unless you have strong competition to play, and that's how you test yourself and that's how you judge whether you're improving or not. And with the miniature, it gives all those young guys the opportunity to see how good they're and how quickly they're progressing.
With the growing popularity of the tour, Golf in Dubai, the organisers of the MENA Golf Tour, decided to introduce a Q school for the 2016 season. The 2-stage event will take place in February next year. The move promises to benefit the tour big time.
The aim is to get official world ranking points, and to get world ranking points it needs to have a tour school. We're going to have a tour school in Soda Grande, and because of that then we fulfill all the criteria for a tour to have world golf ranking, and if that's the case then that's wonderful. And then building up towards maybe 2020 having somebody from this area, from the Arab world, playing the Olympics, playing golf, a sport that maybe not so long ago many young kids didn't really want to play, but now obviously they have the opportunity to do so. And whatever we can do within the miniature to help that and accommodate that, then so much the better.
Day one, and Golf in Dubai ambassador Faisal Saghini carded a 66 to rocket to the top. Sweden's Per Barth looked in fine touch too, as he also smoked a 6 under 66 to march into the joint lead. Darren Clarke upped the ante in round 2, the 14-time European Tour winner smashing 8 birdies to jump into contention. Consistent performances from Craig Hinton in the opening 2 days helped him get into the mix. But it was the 18-year-old South Africa's Tristan Lawrence who led the way ahead of the final round. So here's how it looked after 36 holes. Faisal Sugini was a shot shy of Lawrence at 8 under. There was a 4-way tie for third spot between Darren Clarke, Tyler Hogarty, James Allen and Craig Hinton. So it meant we had a potential thriller in store for the final day. Stay tuned to find out who ruled the roost in Ras Al Khaimah. Welcome back to the MENA Golf Tour 2015. You're watching highlights of the Ras Al Khaimah Classic. Into the final round, and Tristan Lawrence at the first, the par 4. This was his second shot. It was into the wind. And what an excellent shot it was. He ended up with a birdie there to move to 10 under par. Craig Hinton at the second had a birdie putt, another par 4. And that took him to 8 under, very much on Lawrence's coattails. Gabriel Canizares on the 5th with a birdie putt. And beautifully holed at the 583-yard hole. Darren Clarke at the 4th, a birdie putt for him at the short par 3. He dropped that as well. It was his first birdie of the day, and that took him to 8 under. Michael Downs at the 7th, a birdie putt for him on the monster 616-yard par 5, the longest on the course. Birdies were flowing in the early stages. Craig Hinton at the 5th, another birdie putt, and he got it. 9 under for him now, and it continued to get very tight indeed at the top of the leaderboard. Here was Tyler Hogarty at the 9th, his second shot. And that helped him secure a birdie to go out in 35, and he moved to 8 under. So as the leading group approached the end of the front 9, this is how the leaderboard shaped up. Tristan Lawrence still enjoyed a one-shot lead at the top. England's Craig Hinton was second, while South Africa's Tyler Hogarty was a shot further back. Faisal Sugini, meanwhile, 6 under par after a double bogey at the 6th. We now join Craig Hinton at the par 4 9th. Hinton with his second shot. He needs to carry the mangroves on this par 4. And he's just come up fractionally short of the green. Still work to do for him. Here's the leader, Tristan Lawrence. 4 top 10 finishes for him on the tour this term. 209-yard par 3. And he's just on the edge of the green there, so a little bit of work still for Lawrence to do after that tee shot. Let's have a look at Darren Clarke. This is his second shot to 9. Parred this hole on days 1 and 2. And he might do well to get a par here after that shot. Lawrence now. Quite an awkward lie for him. This is his second shot. Well, he's done pretty well to give himself a chance of par there. Craig Hinton now from just off the green. His third shot at 9. Lost the playoff to Gabriel Canizares at the Amex Dirab Golf Championship in Saudi Arabia in October. Faisal Saghini putting from the edge of the green at the par 3/8. Pretty nice touch from Saghini there. He should get par. Now Hinton, this is his par putt at 9. Oh, it's just stayed on the top side of the hole. Disappointment for him. He's dropped a shot. He's now 2 behind Tristan Lawrence, still out in 35. Birdies for him on his outward 9 at 2 and 5. Just losing ground there though. Here's Lawrence for par. Oh, that wasn't a very confident putt, was it? Leaving it short. Second successive bogey for him after a 6 at the 8th. Are the wheels coming off, I wonder? Clark now for par. Nicely holed. The 2011 Open champion staying calm amid all the drop shots around him. Saghini for par at 8. Oh dear. He drops a shot and slips back to 5 under par. It's not going well for Faisal Saghini at the moment. Let's join Michael Downs. He's on the 13th with his par putt, the par 5, 67 and 72 in the first 2 rounds for the Englishman. That hasn't dropped. If he holds that, it'll be his 3rd dropped shot of the round to go with 5 birdies. Lawrence now then, the 2nd shot of the 9th. Green's guarded by a large bunker at the front edge. And he's ended up in it. Oh dear. Not really where you want to be. He's got plenty of green to work with though. Michael Downs for bogey. Gets it. He's now 2 behind Tristan Lawrence. Disappointment for him after birdies at 10 and 12. Seem to be giving him some momentum. Back now with Tristan Lawrence. Bunker shot at 9. Splashing out. That's a very long par putt that he's got in prospect. Here's Craig Hinton for birdie at 10. This is for the joint lead. Well, it was never really a confident putt, was it? That'll be a par. But it's an opportunity gone begging, you rather fancy. Lawrence for par then on the 9th. Well, he gave it every opportunity. He's run it quite some distance past. That'll be at least a 3rd dropped shot in a row. Now only the joint leader with Hinton and Tyler Hogarty. Darren Clark for par. And he gets it. Nicely holed. He's holding steady while the others seem to be blowing up around him. So it's a 3-way tie at the top of the leaderboard. 2 South Africans and an Englishman, with Downs, Clark and Canizares all looking poised to strike. Who'll claim the title? Well, we'll find out very shortly. Welcome back to the highlight show of the MENA Golf Tour. You're watching the best action of the Ras Al Khaimah Classic. Darren Clark at the 11th had this birdie putt. He left it agonisingly short. You can sense his frustration there. A missed opportunity to ratchet up the pressure on the leaders. Michael Downs at the 15th. This was his 4th shot. He got a birdie at the 14th, which moved him to 8 under. But he got a double bogey on this hole to drop him back to 6 under. Tyler Hogarty at 14 had this birdie putt for the lead, but he missed it, and that left him on 8 under par. Craig Hinton, meanwhile, a par putt for him on 13 after a birdie at 12. And the missed par putt dropped him back to 8 under. Tyler Hogarty on the 15th. This was his third shot for birdie. Just slipped by, and he got a par. He was on 8 under as well. Darren Clark on the 14th with his second shot. A terrific shot it was too. That was to earn him a birdie, and he moved to 8 under as joint leader. Was that his move? Tristan Lawrence, meanwhile, on the 13th. This was an eagle putt. He didn't sink it, but he got birdie, and that took him to 9 under par. After 3 successive pars, he was on the move finally. Craig Hinton's par putt on 15 missed. That dropped him back to 7 under. So a 2-shot swing there with Lawrence's birdie. And then Lawrence again at 14. That was an eagle putt. That was after he drove the green. He got a birdie there, moved to 10 under. And Lawrence it was who was turning the screw at the top of the leaderboard with just 4 holes to go for the leading group. Tristan Lawrence enjoying a 2-shot cushion at the top. Darren Clark and Tyler Hogarty needed grand finishes to put pressure on Lawrence. Here's the joint leader at the 15th for his second shot. Needs to be careful not to overcook this. There are bunkers on the back right of the green. And he's got that pretty much spot on, hasn't he? Bit of backspin, and that's a great birdie opportunity for Tristan Lawrence. Darren Clark now, just off the green at the par 3 16th. Little chip and run, and that should be good enough for par. Here's Michael Downs with an eagle putt at the last. Oh, when he gets it. Terrific finish, but what a remarkable round. 7 birdies and that eagle, 4 bogeys, 1 double bogey, only 5 holes in regulation, and none coming home. He came home in 34. He takes the clubhouse lead. Tristan Lawrence for birdie, and nicely holed. He parred this hole on days 1 and 2, but he extends his advantage now to 3 shots. He moves to 11 under. Gabriel Canizares at the last, a birdie putt for him. And that's terrific. Great finish. 3 birdies in his last 4 holes. Gets a 69, but dropped shots at 4 and 14. They're looking costly for him, aren't they? Back to Tristan Lawrence, his second at the 16th. Just off the green. Little chip and run. Well, that's not dead. Not by a long chalk. Darren Clark for birdie at 17. Just 2 birdies at 8 and 15 in his round. And it stays that way. It's not quite been able to repeat the birdie blitz of day 2. And he had 8 birdies there. Tyler Hogarty now for eagle at the last. Well, he really needed that to drop to exert some pressure on Lawrence. It didn't do so. Lawrence now for par at 16. That's well holed. Very solid indeed from Tristan Lawrence. Maintains his 3-shot advantage. Got every reason to smile, hasn't he? Tyler Hogarty then with his birdie putt at the last. Oh dear. 3 putting the last then. What a disappointing finish. Home in 36. No birdies on the back 9. And a final round of 71. His worst in terms of the scoreboard for the entire week. Finishing on 8 under. Tristan Lawrence then at 17, his second shot. Sharp dogleg right this hole, and you just feel he needs to avoid a disaster, and the title's his. And that's a pretty good way of avoiding a disaster, isn't it? On the green and with a birdie opportunity. Darren Clark with his third shot at the last. He could do with this going in. And it races quite some distance past. So it looks as though Darren Clark's opportunity has passed him by. Lawrence at 17. This for birdie. Not quite. Just slipping by. But still, a very solid par for Tristan Lawrence, and that's really all he needs at this stage. Back to Darren Clark then at the last. This for birdie. Will be a nice finish to his round. Oh, goodness me, it hasn't dropped again. And that really does sum up his final round. He hasn't quite caught fire with the putter. A 71 for him, so 3 rounds of 71, 66 and 71. And the look on his face tells its own story. 8 under par for Darren Clark. Craig Hinton then for par at the last. And he gets it. Little tiddler of a putt. Home in 37 for a 3-round total of 209. 68, 69 and 72 for him. And a top 10 finish for Hinton. Here's Faisal Saghini, hidden among the trees. 3 bogeys and a double bogey on the card today. Can he finish in style? This is second shot. And that's a terrific effort, isn't it? Oh, he's given himself the chance of an eagle. Tristan Lawrence in sand. His second shot. Oh, and he's racing up towards the green, almost like Sandy Lyle at the Masters in 1988. And that's why. What a fantastic shot. Inside the ball of Faisal Saghini. Thumbs up indeed. Oh, yes. Victory all but secure. Here's Saghini then with his eagle putt. Well, no fairy tale finish for the big fella, but that should be a birdie. Saghini taps in then for final round 74 to go with earlier rounds of 66 and 70. That's a total of 210 and a share of 8th spot. Faisal Saghini finishing at 6 under par. Tristan Lawrence then with an eagle putt at the last. This really would be the icing on the cake if it went in. Oh, it doesn't quite. But he's got that little tap in for birdie. And to secure the title. Fantastic effort from Tristan Lawrence. The youngster, the only player this week to shoot 3 rounds under 70, a worthy winner. And he picks up a check for $9,000 US. Congratulations, Tristan Lawrence. A great victory for the young South African then, a win by 4 shots, the most comprehensive on the tour this season. A 4-way tie between Gabriel Canizares, Darren Clark, Michael Downs and Tyler Hogarty at 8 under in second spot. Meanwhile, Faisal Saghini had a forgettable final round of 74. He finished tied 8th.
I really had a lot of good finishes, a good 3 top 5s this year. So pulling off this win really means a lot. I needed this to get my rankings up before the Tour Champs. It's my first win on tour, so hopefully it can give me a confidence boost going into the future.
In 2014, the MENA Golf Tour introduced the Sheikh Maktoum Golf Foundation Award to recognise the achievements of players from the MENA region. In the professionals division, in first place, receiving a cheque for 5,500 dirhams from Morocco, Faisal Saghini. Now to the championship prizes. We had a tie for the leading amateur this week. On 5 under par, from India, Rehan Thomas, and from England, James Allen. And the 2015 Ras Classic Classic champion with scores of 69, 66, 69 for a total of 204, 12 under par, receiving the winner's cheque and the championship trophy from South Africa, Tristan Lawrence.
That's a wrap from Ras Al Khaimah then, with Thrista Lawrence managed a terrific triumph. Until next time, goodbye.